So last year, I was like, I wouldn't mind having a bass. I try to play music. I'm not any good. I'm not in the illusion that I'm any good. I still try though. And I bought a bass. I want a bass kit because it was cheap-ish. It's like $75 for the bass. The thing that cost, and actually didn't cost more than the bass. I had to buy paint and stuff like that, and I had to do that for this project too because this time around, don't show the address side. I bought a guitar kit. It's been a hard year. We've lost Ozzy. I saw how much it affected everyone, and I realized, I'm just sitting there listening to Black Sabbath, thinking about how he's the architect of my musical listening, just as a music fan and wannabe musician. I'll say that. You can make sure my hand's over that. Let's turn it around. I don't want to have to edit out a bunch of crap. And especially, I don't want my address. That's like the #1 rule of security on YouTube. Don't put your address when you unbox something. So, listening to Ozzy, we lost Ozzy. Listening to a lot of I was listening to Black Sabbath at the beginning of the year because that's when they announced the last Black Sabbath concert, and I was just like, oh man, I was going through the catalog. Supernaut is probably my favorite Black Sabbath song off of Volume 4. And of course, Paranoid, and Megadeth does the quintessential Paranoid cover, Fight Me, I don't care. War Pigs, Faith No More does the best rendition of War Pigs, aside from the band, of course. I'm just saying as covers. I saw a band do No More Tears. It was really interesting. Brass Against, I think. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Tony Iommi, of course, is the architect of, metal as we know it today. There wouldn't be bands like Metallica if it wasn't for Black Sabbath, and Metallica always make sure to say that over and over and over again, to their credit. So, I have most of the major shapes of guitars, just as that's how I've collected them over the years. If anything, I'm just a guitar collector. This is actually nice. So this is Leo Jaymz, Jaymz. This is a double cut SG shape guitar. My bass came with a sheet that was like, and it was just, it wasn't too hard, but I could figure it out. This has a very nice book that talks about putting it together, and it's very intimidating to me now. Like, ooh, make sure it doesn't do this and do that. Anyway, so they ship it to you in pieces, and it's relatively cheap because, if you were to buy like an Epiphone, like the budget guitar, the Epiphones are really good guitars, but the budget Epiphone, if you're lucky, you can get it for $400. They're usually about $500, and especially now with tariffs and everything going around and the economy collapsing and whatnot, buying a guitar isn't exactly the top. Anyway, it's really smooth wood. Actually, it's really nicely finished. When the bass was $75, this was $100. So for $100, I made that weird. That's good. $100. The finish on it's very nice. I'm going to have to actually sand it a bit when I start to paint it because that's the next step. I just wanted to unbox it, take a look, talk about music, and crack a couple jokes if I can. Not that anybody says it's funny, but because you can ask my wife, I'm not funny. So it comes with this classic SG head, and this is the SG body. The mistake I made the last time, I put it together mostly, And then I decided to paint it because I'm dyslexic as far as words and actions apparently. So how does that neck stay on? Wait a second. Oh man. Okay, so the neck, I'm figuring this out because I just figured this is a bolt-on neck, but there's no holes for the bolts, and nor are there holes here. I'm learning as I go. This is my YouTube channel, so it's not like I'm, ooh, don't drop it. Maybe don't drop it when you, so. Okay, it's fine. Just SG. I bought paint because I have an idea, but I really like the raw finish of this. I would just put like a coat of, that's the nice thing. Maybe you'll just buy another one. I don't know, at some point. I don't want to throw around $100. It's not like it's free, but it looks good. Just straight out the box. Just put maybe even leave the neck. Just sand the neck a little bit more with like a 2000 sandpaper. Can you see that edge? Can you see where the machine heads would go? There we go. Just put a nice clear coat, or what do you call it, lacquer. Just a protectant on the top and leave it like that. Maybe stain it just a little bit down. But I mean, maybe just like that. That'd be a look. But I have an idea for color. I saw somebody do like a flake, like a what color was it? It was like an orange, ultimately. Anyway, I was like, oh, okay, and he did it with spray cans, and it looked pretty good. And you have to like sand it and like use car polish and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I'll do that. And I found a really pretty blue because I already have the Kirk Hammett guitar, and the Kirk Hammett guitar is red, and I love that red. Okay. So this is like a set neck and not a bolt-on. It does not say you needed glue. So now I gotta go to the store and buy some wood glue. Tools preparing. Short ruler. Oof. Yeah. Long ruler. Like I got, okay. Cross screwdriver. There's more crap I gotta buy. Anyway, long ruler, cross screwdriver, slotted screwdriver, Phillips head. Clamp. I got clamps at least. Glue. Brush. Wrench. Rubber hammer. I don't have a rubber hammer. Hexagonal wrench. I got that. Allen wrench, basically. Okay. Assembling the neck and body. Okay. I literally have to glue it, but we're not there yet. So this is me unboxing. This is me figuring it out. I want to do this guitar in like a blue. Well, you'll see it in the next video, which will be in a couple days in real world. Just a little bit of something here, but I need to sand it so that way the primer will take. Put a light coat of primer, heavy coat, and then do our paint, and then a thing. But we'll get to that. That's the next video. So this is going to be. I'm going to need some glue. I already have some clamps. But yeah, I think everything else mostly straightforward. I got to make sure to pay attention to pay attention to how everything is put together. I just bought a tool for this. Oh, and that's for this. Okay, a ruler. Okay. This has chrome hardware. I might want to keep that, but I think what I really want to do is buy locking machine heads that I like those better. I've used them to make it easier to change strings and everything. And the pickups and everything it's all simple wiring, it's all color coded, and it's all just plug. You don't have to, there's no soldering. That's the word I'm looking for. Because there are stuff that's like, well, you just solder this and that. And I'm like, I kind of want to get into that. That would be kind of fun, but nah. So yeah, I would think maybe changing out the pickups for like higher end pickups, but those are more expensive than the guitar. Nice ones, a set of them at least. Like like Hetfield ones, like I have in my other guitar, like $200, and maybe one day. So, I need the hammer to put the pegs on the hardtail, because this is a hardtail, right? Yeah, everything. The strings don't go through. The strings terminate on the body. Okay. This has a pick guard. I'll probably use it. Maybe I'll change that out at one point. That's the nice thing about this too. It's not like I have very nice guitars. I mean, for me, there's obviously more expensive, but I have nice guitars, but they cost a lot of money, and I keep them as stock as I can, just because they're nice and I don't want to mess with them, and they sound good already. I'm just going through this instruction. And this, I don't mind messing with the truss rod at all, because it's probably going to need it. I have to make sure my scale is right. That's why you need a long ruler. Okay, that makes sense. And then tune it. I want to put Gardea 12 to 50 or 11 to 50. I think it's 12 to 50. A heavy top and a heavy bottom. And I'll tune it down to C sharp. That's what I've been playing lately. Not that that's just what sounds good to my ear. But yeah, okay. 12 minutes of me blah blah blahing about this, but this should be fun. It's a little project. This is going to be the next week of projects, and hopefully by the end I'll have a nice pretty guitar. So the next video, which will be tomorrow in real time, but if you watch the day it came out, otherwise it's out and it's probably in a little playlist or something. Yeah, that's fun. Next thing coming up, SG shape guitar kit.